What's brappin', my fellow Nitro heads? I'm going to show you what I look for when I rebuild my Nitro RC vehicles. So first up, let's take a look at this body. If you look at this body, it doesn't look too bad. Maybe a little dirty, but it's got some cracks in it. It's got some more cracks in it. It's got some more cracks in it. It's held together by shoe glue and aluminum tape. So, plus, we all like our vehicles to look nice. So, I'm probably gonna end up replacing this body, but they're all gonna look beat up in the end. Next thing I look at is my tires. So I take them off, and first off, I look at the tread. As you can see, it's still got a nice tread on them. Try to peel it back here. Tire's not separating from the rim, so that's another great sign. And hey, that rim doesn't look cracked either, so these tires are keepers. If your tire looks like this, for example, where is it? It's separating from the rim, it's bald, and the tire's cracked, just throw this out. Or what you can also do is, they do separate, just put some CA glue on them and they're good to go. And if they're bald, well, you can just run them on the street, but I wouldn't run these like off-road or anything. These are strictly on-road. So from here, what I do is I start from the front of the vehicle. And I work my way back. So I start with the front clip, kind of the powertrain in the middle, and the rear clip. So when I'm starting with the front end, I start with my shocks. I look to see if the top seal's leaking. It looks dry to me. I also see if the bottom seals are leaking. I just kind of, this has a shock shaft protector on it, so I peel it back and see if my shock shaft's scuffed or bent, or if that's leaking as well. And if any of the above happens, replace the seals or your shock shaft if it's scuffed and bent. I also check for the play it has, like see here. Look at that, goes up and down a lot. There's lots of slop here. So this is gonna need a new shock cap. I'm also gonna test the bottom. So all you're gonna do is simply remove that nut here, and this just pops off. And now I'm just going to grab the shock. I'm gonna wiggle it and try not to move the arm here, but I can feel some slop here. So this bottom plastic here is also gonna need to be replaced. I don't know if you can see that, but this cap is ovaled. Where it sits on the mount, it's ovaled. So yes, both ends of the shock are gonna have to be replaced. Or since this is an RTR, you can upgrade your shocks to the TLR shocks. The TLR shocks are a little expensive though, so whatever you want to do on that. I also check the slop that my A-arms have. So I just grab them down here and I move them forwards and backwards. No play there. Now I move them side to side. I don't feel any play there at all. So for everything I'm doing here, repeat this on both sides. Gonna give our sway bar link a little jiggle up and down. I don't feel anything. Same with these rod ends right here. Grab them, wiggle them back and forth. I do feel a little bit of play there, so I'm gonna replace these rod ends. Same thing for your steering. Like your Ackerman, see the play here? There's quite a bit of play there. So I'm gonna replace that. You can also check your diffs, see if they have if they're wearing okay. You can check your outdrive cup in here, your drive shaft. So we're gonna do that now. Okay, so I got a drive shaft and a drive cup here. So if you see any grooves, you can clearly see there's a groove in this drive cup. Just replace it. If you see any flat spots right here on these little ends sticking out, to save you guys some money, you can actually replace these pins here, but if your drive shaft itself is bent, don't even bother, just replace the whole thing. You can also check out your C-hubs if your vehicle has C-hubs, or if they have pillow balls. Regardless, check them out. So we're just going to wiggle them around. And if you can see, we got some play here. So there's these bushings in here. I probably have to replace those to stop the movement, but other than that, the seat hubs look good. This is just this right here is just from your steering. Nothing really to worry about. Here's a look at the CVA. Just wiggle it, make sure there's no slop, and clean it out real good. Make sure they're moving nice and free. This goes for your universal joints as well. Last thing we're going to look at in this video is ring and pinions. So say for example, this is a ring gear. Say for example, they're all chipped. The teeth are all chipped and dulled, or if they're like missing in some spots. Look at your shim. Replace and look at your shimming. Here's another example. This is really bad here. Just like 3 that are just chipped right off. These are off of 2 completely different vehicles, by the way. So these are junk. Here's a brand new ring gear. See how like nice the teeth are? They're like all nice and sharp and pointy. Beautiful. No chips or anything bad. So chances are, if you're going through gears, like if you're stripping them, or just check out your shimming and just inspect it, see what the issue is. There's always a reason why something's happening. So yes, that's part 1 of this video. We're gonna break this video up into 3 parts. So this is part 1. Catch you in the next one.